However, foreign companies continue to make substantial investments into China, and U.S. business executives continue to line up at the trough. Some even pay $2,000 a plate for the privilege of having dinner with Xi Jinping in San Francisco. We must make sure that those investments do not harm the security of the United States and our allies. So while this should serve as a major warning to U.S. investors who haven't yet got the message about the risk of doing business with Chinese organizations, it should also be a reminder to Congress that we need to get this right.
The U.S., along with key allies, should consider a new method for multilateral controls in targeting technology areas that can work with but is separate from the existing multilateral regimes such as the Wassenaar Arrangement that have served the U.S. and partner nations well but are ill-suited for the complex technology supply chains we're confronting today. Without such alignment, unilateral policy will ultimately fail in combating both the national security and economic threats coming from China.
There are a set of investments that would inarguably, in my view, present national security risks and should be prohibited. These include investments in Chinese companies that make technologies that would be subject to the U.S. arms embargo if originating in the United States, or otherwise subject to high levels of dual-use export controls. There's a common sense logic to using investment controls to ensuring that U.S. financing is not eroding the efficacy of our export control programs, particularly as it relates to the transfer of non-technical industrial expertise that can occur through an investment. Sectors included in the prohibition should include advanced semiconductors and related equipment and software, in alignment with the government's efforts ongoing to keep the United States as far ahead as possible in this critical technology area that enables U.S. military, national security, and economic functions. There is also emerging consensus on the need to set controls on frontier AI systems based on the computing power of these systems.
How dangerous is China if we weaken them? Does that entice them into reacting more aggressively against China or against Taiwan, or continuing to build up relationships with Iran and Russia?
It's important to know that China has definitive red lines that they will not veer from. Taiwan, for example. My sense is, from a U.S. strategy point of view, a desired outcome would be a China that is in many ways dependent on the U.S. In some ways they are. There's technologies that they don't have and we do. We should seek to grow that dependency. It allows for commerce to occur, but it also ensures that it is not a level playing field. That is, to me, the sort of balance that could strike, if you will, a compromise between pushing China too far in either direction.